So you're leading by example. You're running your own company. You have I think it's an all-black roster, and it's. How would someone else in like your white colleagues that are in those positions of power kind of actually do the work and not just pay lip service to the movement?
I'll give one that really stuck with me when I was starting my company.
Yeah.
Was that I think the companies I've worked for and other companies in the industry have always done a really great job of hiring interns.
Okay.
To that eventually become whatever assistant,
right. Yes,
office coordinator, and then become manager or director, right? There's a pipeline there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And I've always noticed that the diversification in the internship pool is always like, wasn't great, right? You'd look at it and say, well, what's the deal here? Mm-hmm. And I started really unpacking the fact that we don't hire our interns.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we don't pay our interns. Right. And if I'm, economically challenged that I can't over the summer pay to fly someplace, New York or LA,
right,
put myself up and work for free, I can't. That's not an option, right? And the reality of it is that the overwhelming majority of those that are economically challenged are people of color.
Yes.
Right? Mm-hmm. So now that internship program is now going to go to most likely somebody not of color that's affluent, that can afford to do it. Right. There's your pipeline right there. And then you ask yourself, well, we hire within, or we hire who's within arm's reach,
right? And
they tends to not be diversified.
Yeah. That's a great, real life example, and that makes a lot of sense. And you're part of the so there's this organization that has started, the Black Music Coalition, and it's Black artist managers that have kind of come together. What is this?
Yeah, so it was developed by Binta Brown, who's an attorney with a political background, but also works with artists.
Okay,
had put it together, and basically there was a Zoom call at some point in time with a bunch of managers, and we were discussing what can we do, and there's multiple missions or charges that the organization has. Okay. But one of the primary ones is holding these companies accountable. So we all watched a lot of companies post on social media. They cut a lot of checks. Right. A lot of checks flying around. Yes. Right. Okay. And then now it's where's the accountability? Sure. Because if these companies would have held themselves accountable, we wouldn't be where we're at.
Yes.
And since they're private,
you can't self-police.
You can't self-police.
Right.
Right. And I'm just making this up, but if company A says, hey, we're going to diversify our C-level executives, so going forward, our goal is to, make sure that within 3 years, 20% of our executive, C-level executives are people of color, and they only get to 10%. What happens?
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So we're working to develop ways in which we can hold those companies accountable. Okay. To the best of our capabilities, and hopefully also too. Sometimes it's not just us coming in and saying, "Hey, show us what you're doing." Yeah. It could be, here's who you should be working with to help you get there as a company. I do believe that the bigger the institution, well, all institutions, but definitely these big institutions, they need to be hiring outside, bringing consultants in to help really look at what they're doing, unpack that, restructure it, create safe environments for employees to talk about these things, and then really have that self-evaluation.